Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Titan Shredder back with some more pro wrestling content for you guys. The video I'm going to be doing today is one that is a slight bit of a controversial video, and it has been done several times before, so I'm probably not going to be bringing any new information out for you unless you just haven't went back and watched it. If you have not, this is just going to be a very light summary of some of the questions and things that have come up over time about the case, but we are going to be talking about Chris Benoit, the Canadian crippler, and the terrible tragedy that occurred over the weekend that was deemed a double murder suicide. The double murder suicide started on June 22nd and it went through June 25th of 2007. Chris Benoit had been in contact with Chavo Guerrero, who is one of his very close friends, that weekend, explaining that Nancy and Daniel, that Nancy being his wife, she's better known as the Woman in WCW, and Daniel Benoit was his youngest son, had a case of food poisoning, and an emergency room visit may be required. Now, with that being said, it does need to be noted that Benoit was not one to miss shows or be late or anything like that. So I just want to go ahead and lay that down as a prerequisite. It's been said by several people very close to him, and it's also been said by people in WWE and WCW as well. As you know, they have talked about this before on YouTube, and they've got some talking head people just to show up and give their thoughts and comments about Benoit and stuff like that. With that being said, on Sunday, Chavo received texts from Chris Benoit's phone. They consisted of the Benoit family's full address and noted that the garage door was open and the dogs were chained up in the backyard. Now, the issue with this that comes forward is Chavo Guerrero had been to Chris Benoit's house before, so it really made no sense to send a text with the address. Chavo already knew where Chris lived. It is believed that Benoit's neighbor, Holly Sheffer, and I do apologize if I mispronounced that, first discovered the crime scene. Chris had passed away from an apparent taking of his own life just after the texts were sent to Chavo Guerrero. Upon discovery of Chris Benoit, it did appear that 240 pounds of weight had been rigged in the workout room on a machine. Chris Benoit's neck was broken, and it looks like he had rigged that machine up and took his own life. It had also been noted that on the Benoit's home computer, there had been a search made. It was discovered in the history for the quickest way to break a neck. So that was kind of peculiar, I thought. There were rumors that Daniel Benoit suffered from Fragile X syndrome. Doctors debunked this. Also, it was said that Daniel was struggling in school, and his teachers also had debunked this claim. So you're starting to see, I feel like, a sort of a pattern here. There was a lot of rumors and a lot of things that were not true going around. Not really sure where they had started or where they had came from. But the majority of these claims look like they were able to be debunked when it consisted of Daniel, at least. There were also claims that Daniel had track marks on his arms, and Nancy's sister claims there was no marks on his arms at the time of death. Nancy Benoit filed for divorce at one point, but friends said that the troubled times seemed to be behind them. I do know that it is widely believed that due to physical abuse, Nancy Benoit had filed for divorce. I have heard a lot of people online say that. That can be taken with a grain of salt because, as you know, anything online, unless somebody has some receipts or some fruition to it or something like that, you believe it at your own risk. It was also said that Chris's brain condition should be mentioned. It is claimed that he had several untreated concussions. His neck was broken in 2001, along with claims of steroid abuse. It is claimed that he had 10 times the normal level of testosterone in his body, and his brain was comparable to an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient. A lot of people have already heard that in the past. Pro wrestlers for a long time have been under the speculation of steroid use. Some people have admitted to it. Others have have denied claims over years. Benoit, I never personally heard anywhere that he admitted to it. I'm not saying that he didn't. I just personally never read it anywhere. So that I will leave up to you to do your own research or to make your own conclusion about it. Now, this is the first time I've read this, but supposedly, had this tragedy not occurred, Chris should have only 10 months left to live. That is another conspiracy or another rumor that was put out in other videos. I've not seen any receipts or anything like that about it. So, like I said, first time I've read it, take it with a grain of salt for what it is. Do your own research. I'm just out here presenting some facts and things, or facts. I'm presenting some statements, excuse me, that I have found doing my own research about this. I will continue to do research about it. I find the case to be very interesting. I would highly suggest that you do your own if you are interested in the case. And, once again, even though this is my own video and I should be promoting it and things like that, I'm telling you right up front, this is just the research and the things that I have found. That some of them may have been debunked already by the time this video is put out. So once again, do your own research and do your own due diligence. At 12:01 a.m. on Sunday, Nancy's death was announced on a Wikipedia page. No one was aware of the murders yet. It was claimed to be a terrible prank. Now, that has always personally been very weird to me. That's a really, really weird prank to pull. And I know celebrity deaths and stuff like that always are, popping up on Facebook and different social media platforms and stuff like that. But I don't feel like Nancy Benoit at this point in her life or her career held that type of stature to be one of the celebrity prank passings. I found that to be very, very weird, especially considering obviously we found out just hours later that she had passed away. So that one's kind of always puzzled me a little bit, made me feel a little bit uneasy. The autopsy report shows there was no alcohol in Chris's system, Chris Benoit's system, but there were empty beer cans found around his corpse. So that's another thing that kind of makes you question, hey, is something going on here, maybe a little fishy, or is, why would that be the case? As far as Nancy Benoit goes, I don't have anything that proves or disproves that she had alcohol in her system, so I can't speak to that. There also have been claims that the neighbor saw another wrestler near the home during the weekend who had no reason to be there. Now, obviously, and I'm not insinuating, I'm not perpetrating or not blaming or anything of the sort, but there obviously, and it's well known, there's been rumors for a long time that Kevin Sullivan swore to get revenge on Chris Benoit. I'm not saying that he did this, but I feel like that may be where that statement stems from. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like that with some of the things that has been stated earlier in this video and some of the things that have been brought forth that I read for research and things like that, the police did not do this case any favors. It has also been stated that it's felt like that they did not do a complete, thorough investigation, and they quickly classified this case as a family annihilator case, obviously being a double murder-suicide. Nancy's family says that police left behind suitcases of steroids. I've never seen any photos nor any factual proof or disproof of that fact, but it does leave the question, what else did they not get? One thing that I feel that is rarely mentioned in this case or any investigation or, people doing videos and things like that about this, of the videos that I've watched anyway, it is rarely mentioned that Daniel had a large kitchen knife under his pillow at the time of his passing. That really doesn't make sense to me. Daniel was a very young child. I feel like if he was in fear for his life or something of that nature, that would just be something that would not really fit the pattern of a very young child, is to go grab a large kitchen knife and put it under his pillow. I'm not exactly. That's just another one of those things that kind of sets uneasy with me, or that just kind of confuse me about this situation. Now, with all this being said and everything that I brought forth in this video, I did my own independent research online through Google, YouTube, a couple different platforms and things like that, mainly Google and YouTube. I'm not saying that everything that I have found is the gospel, like 100% fact. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just people piecing together different information from different places and trying to come up with their own conclusion. I'm not going to push a conclusion on you. What I will tell you is I don't agree with anything that happened if the narrative of it being a double murder, take your own life, is the case that the everybody's came up with, and the cops, that's what they have deemed it. If that's the case, I don't agree with that at all. Mr. Benoit, Chris Benoit, was one of the greatest wrestlers of our lifetime. He was a great sports entertainer. But with all that being said, you can be as good of a sports entertainer and pro wrestler as you want to be. You can be one of the greatest of all times. But whenever things like this start happening, that none of that matters anymore. Human life is always way more important than the pro wrestling aspect or the entertainment aspect of what these men and women do. I feel extremely bad about the tragedy. I hate that it happened the way that it did, because not only did it tarnish his legacy, but also we have two lives that have came to a premature end. Daniel did not get to experience anything really, other than just being a small child for a little while. I know a lot of people have said that Chris Benoit was a very big family person and just loved his kids to the moon and back. So I don't know how we got to this point. It's been very well recorded that him and Nancy Benoit have had problems in the past, but unfortunately, it's just ended the way that it has ended. I do want to give a shout out to Morbid in Macabre. That's MORBIDNMACABRE. I did some of the notes and some of the things that I compiled for this video. I did find from videos and different documents that had been put out by this other creator. So I wanted to give them a shout out for that. Not all of this is mine. Some of it I am just retorting back, and I've reworded it into my own words and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that I found for this video, they had already did a lot of the groundwork for. So I don't want to misrepresent that this is all 100% my work that I've done. I have done my own research, and I do have my own outlets and YouTube videos and stuff like that I still look at for this, but some of the notes and stuff that I have compiled came from that creator. With that being said, I would encourage you guys, if you're interested in this topic, to continue to do all of your own research. And if you can find anything that disproves or alters maybe anything that I have said in the video, feel free to drop it in the comments. I would love to have a discussion about it. It doesn't have to be one of those "you're right, I'm wrong" type deals. I just genuinely like to have conversations about pro wrestling and this particular case and these type things. Very open to discussion about that. With that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys stayed till the end. I hope you enjoyed it all. We will have more videos coming forward, and I may even end up doing a part 2 to this video if I can find some more new information, or maybe some more new theories that haven't been brought forward either in a long time or maybe just not brought forward at all. With that being said, you guys all have a great day.